All right, welcome back, everyone. I am the Dungeon Master, and we are rejoining the party of Heroes Wanted.
Did he just cut off?
Oh, sorry. Thank you. We are rejoining them in every sense of the word as we are once again back in the main continuity, no longer in the flashback sequence. That having resolved itself, we find ourselves back in the present time as the party has just defeated the giant frogs and the giant snapping turtle is still lurking somewhere at the bottom of the muck. And if anybody needs a quick refresher as to where you're at, you guys were a little bit wounded, but not, too bad, and you had come down here tracking the wounded Odiug and trying to solve the source of all of this.
Right.
Basically.
So I stand there looking into the water, trying to see any sign of the giant turtle.
Yeah, so you can roll for perception.
And Soggy is kind of like looking through the remains of the frog to see if there's anything important he can scavenge from.
So do you pull out a knife or something? What are you doing with the frog?
Yeah, I'm pulling out a knife and kind of like dissecting.
Aubrey, you watch as this lizard man walks over to this frog almost as big as you are and begins hacking into its stomach. Einjamin, you look down into the water but can see no sign of the giant, monstrous amphibian
So
reptile.
where's the light? Where's the light coming from?
Nicholas's sword.
All right. Okay.
Aubrey looks to him and she just tilts her head and asks a simple question. Are we having fun?
Yes and no. Soggy enjoys the wet, but doesn't enjoy the turtle. Soggy is examining frog, though, seeing if any good can be used from frog, like ladders and such. All sorts of things.
Well, it's dead. But if I die, I would really rather you not. And she begins to walk to the rest of the group.
Yes.
Tristan, would you like to roll for perception then, please?
Yep.
And what about me searching through the giant frog, the insides of the giant frog? Do I make a perception check or some other check?
You actually don't need to roll in order to discover frog intestines and other innards.
But are any of them of good use?
I mean, what I don't know what frog innards are good for, so like
Are you looking for like leathers or like something like that?
Like toxins and such, like
these aren't
leather
those these aren't those types of frogs. Like they don't have poisons in them or anything like that. But as far as anything else, like you're talking to someone who personally doesn't know like if there's anything good to do with frogs, and if you're like talking about in an alchemical or other sort of way, like I doubt your character would have any knowledge of that. So, again, it's frog intestines and stuff like that.
There might be a meaty part.
It isn't kobolds scavengers kind of thing, so they can get meat out of it.
Oh, sure. I mean, if he wants to eat it, by all means.
Yeah, the edible parts, and then use the leather to kind of like improve his armor class.
You can't make leather out of frog skin.
Then what?
A very, very skilled leather worker might. That would be a challenge.
Oh yeah, like
Benjamin,
big time.
lights a torch and he gives it to his unseen servant, and then he uses control flame as he did before to make it dimmer, so that people who are at disadvantage in bright light will not have it.
Ah, um, does that mean that you're revealing that there is in fact an unseen servant standing there holding the torch?
I think it's been revealed already, but
Maybe not.
maybe not. All right. Okay, we'll save that one for later then. I hold the torch and I cast control flame on it and do as I said before.
Okay, okay.
Soggy calls out, "Hello! We are over here!" I kind of
No,
Soggy's kind of like coming back with holding some frog skin and some frog meat in his mouth.
Tristan
Soggy.
ignores that
See
completely.
that you've,
Yeah, and
you've
it's
recovered
actually
some
kind of
plunder.
it's actually kind of distracting to you as you're trying to listen and see what else is up ahead.
I think we're pretty safe out here. At least we're not in the water anymore. Where the hell are we?
is it? I know it's hard to see. I know it's hard to see from this perspective, but I mean, from just glancing around this cavern, does it appear that this might be the only exit, or is that could there possibly be another way to go if we were to jump into the water and get to the other side, or is this really it?
Well, you guys, especially Soggy, is aware that this whole network of caves, is connected all throughout everywhere. So, there's always another way out of a cave. But you guys are also like prepared, smart adventurers. You didn't just dive down into the water. You secured ropes and climbed down, so you have a way to climb back out.
Okay.
Does someone have control of Elwyn?
Looks like
I,
Elwyn's going to be joining us again shortly, so he'll have control of Elwyn.
yeah, I'll move him if need be.
Oh, there he is.
This looks like a dead end up here.
Anything in this dead end? Can I make a perception check?
You can make a perception check.
What does this what does this area look like over here? This northern cave area? Is it just
Yeah, so all of these
cave
all
with
of
its
these caves are
drippy?
very damp, very wet, moss covered. The going is very slippery. I'm not calling for like dexterity checks and all of that in order to move along because I assume that you guys are A, both moving carefully, and B, it doesn't really matter if you slip and fall or not. I mean, comedic value and all of that aside, it's not really necessary to go through a whole bunch of like, do you slip, do you fall, and all of that. It's just very slick and damp, covered with ferns and moss and, things of that nature. You hear the constant dripping of the water. In fact, why isn't that playing now that I say that?
Would this be considered difficult
Oh, it
terrain
is.
in a combat scenario? Okay, got it.
Yes, and yes, it is difficult terrain in the sense that you can actually move full speed across it, but then it requires a dexterity check to avoid falling. Otherwise, you have to move at half your speed as if it were difficult terrain.
All right.
Does that also apply to soggy? I mean,
Ooh,
soggy,
good
slippery.
good question, because Soggy does have like clawed feet and all of that. I'm gonna rule that Soggy, being a kobold, is able to run on all fours, kind of, haphazardly enough to move at his full speed.
Once again, soggy seems to have better traction here than some people. As I glare a little bit at Benjamin.
I'm pointedly ignoring him.
Injimin, I think I see buzzes.
Yes, and in fact, as you listen closely up ahead, you can hear the buzzing of many giant insects.
Oh, That is big buzzing.
How far
They
do you
might
think
be
they are?
fish.
Well, I do know I'm safe, but I do know you guys aren't. Queens are usually. And
What?
she just gives them a wink.
You cut out there. Queens are usually what?
Very picky.
Ah.
Were you
And what
saying
of
that in
yourself,
character?
lady?
I was saying that in character, yes.
What of yourself, lady? Are you noble?
Once upon a time.
Ah, do you currently hold station in any nearby kingdoms? We ourselves are ambassadors of sort.
Soggy knows no kingdom, but Soggy knows a lot of swamps.
Perhaps when I know you better, I will let you know.
Soggy, if you found a way through up here, why don't you lead the way, buzzing or no?
Yes, yes. Okay. What do I know about these insects? I need to make a nature check.
Yeah. Not much. You know that they suck. They bite and suck blood.
I kind of explained this to the group, kind of like, they are sucky bites. They might drain your body of all fluid.
Isn't that most insects?
But these ones especially.
Tristan's gonna light a torch.
Okay.
Oh, careful.
Well,
Oh,
do you want to go
careful.
first? Or do you want us to go first?
You are ones with fire. Maybe they scared of you.
Right.
The insects have not noticed you yet. They just kind
Well,
of buzz and swarm around the edge of the swamp.
while Tristan is moving, he's holding the torch out on his right side, so it's in between him and the swarm of the insects,
Yep. Yep.
and he's gonna keep moving forward.
Right
Are they
there.
reacting?
Right there. Yep. As soon as you get that close, they cannot help but notice you.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure that every insect I've ever seen was actually attracted to light. Even if
It
it's-
depends. It's the
Well-
heat and the warmth.
Yeah.
But,
Please demonstrate.
No, it is a case of where I was giving you guys a chance, but once you get that close, it's pretty much just, yeah, the heat, the warmth, etc. There's too much going on. Any sweat or body odor that you guys have, all of that, just gonna attract them right to you.
Oh, Tristan wouldn't have any body odor.
Of course not. He's always kept himself very fresh and clean with the cantrip.
it's a great cantrip.
It's practically
It
magical,
is.
I swear.
Anybody else want to get in on this, or?
Sure.
We all doing initiative then?
Yeah. Everybody can do initiative. I mean, unless you just want to stand there and get bit by insects.
Sounds like a
looks
good
like we're all
time.
going on 7.
Oh wow!
Wow, what?
Well, I know who's going first.
Of course, she's at the very back.
And it's the elf.
Of course.
How you doing, Yellen?
Oh, my bad. Muted. I'm doing just fine. My computer's moving a little slow, so I do not know what I rolled currently.
20.
Roll the 20.
Of course. Nat 20 or just a regular 20?
Just a regular 20.
Okay.
But you're in the very, very back. I don't even know that you got a good line of sight.
It's
Would I
Elwyn.
even-
He doesn't need it.
Would I even have a good line of sight?
We'll play a game of telephone going back to let you know what's up front.
Yeah, he's got a lot of people in his way there, so.
Yeah, that's a lot of people. I don't know if I.
Sure, I'm the only one that will be hit.
Yeah, he's got a. It's really just Einstein.
Yeah, you're right. If you take just that angle there, Soggy's too short. So yeah, just the plus 2 to the AC.
Okay, then. I'll take that. Okay, and I'll just fire off regular longbow shot then. In that case, come on.
Listen, I know he's really good with arrows, but I mean, shooting an insect.
Shooting an insect, that's impossible.
Yeah, shooting the swarm is.
Got an arrow that actually has a clapper on the end instead of an arrow pointed. So it's gonna
Actually,
rush up to the insects and clap them dead.
Wise water.
He could use the exploding arcane shot though.
Yes, I could.
Bursting arrow.
I assume my computer would actually do something at the moment, unless it decided to deselect my token. Apparently, what it decided to do. Things acting up.
Unfortunately, you would hit Tristan if you used it.
It's actually only got 10-foot radius, so
Yep.
if he's just outside that 10 foot.
No,
It depends on where you're starting from. Because these are 5-foot squares. No, 2.5 foots.
That is true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
these
that.
are 2.
So wood.
Oh, Enderman just blasted.
Oh wow, he's just inside. He's like right there inside.
Just shoot regularly.
It'll be fine. I've blown at least one of these
You
two
do a
up
crit?
before. When it was Nicholas, I blew up.
It's only been Nicholas. Only
Yeah, it's
person you have hurt is Nicholas.
Yeah, that's the only person I've hurt so far.
Listen,
We'll see how
do
next
what you
game
want.
goes.
Do what you want to do, but I just want to put this out there: without a cleric, any damage you don't do to any of us will be appreciated.
That's a valid point.
Yeah, consider
the
it
same.
like healing almost.
Take your point well, Enjamin. Perhaps you should investigate a more holy path.
No, my path has already been set by some unseen force
Oh,
who
man.
guides my every action.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, I did it. It's only 6 force damage though, so
Unless you
That's
crit.
still a fifth of my hit points.
it's still a 5th. Oh my word.
That's really.
Yeah,
I mean,
we are level
seriously.
3.
I mean, seriously, don't do that anymore. Okay.
Yeah, please don't.
Okay.
The arrow explodes
Guys are
into the
whining
swarm
about
of insects, knocking it almost down to half of its total, but not quite enough to, reduce it just yet.
If lady, do some quick.
When she sees that our group mates are also being blasted back by the arrow, she just slowly looks back to the elf and she just rolls her eyes and just shakes her head once again. And she'll fire an orb of ice at it.
Now, you also would be having Einjamin provide cover.
Use your reaction to duck when she says.
If I have a reaction to duck, then I'll use it, but I don't know that I do.
I didn't see that on your sheet.
You have to literally have something on your sheet that lets you duck from an attack.
Well, no, reaction is a specific thing that it's a type of spell, or it's like if you hold an action on your turn, then you've essentially created a reaction for yourself. And
The hell, really?
It's
Because reactions are like
5e rules are weird.
everything.
Yes and
around.
no. It depends on the DM. It's
Doesn't matter.
but in most cases you need certain feats or a prepared action kind of thing.
Yeah, like
Right.
an attack of opportunity is a reaction.
And a prepared action is, a great example of a way to get around the rules as written.
Exactly.
Does a 14 hit?
It does.
All right. It takes 11.
As the orb of ice slams into the swarm, frost spreads across thousands of tiny wings, and the swarm almost completely dissipates.
She looks to Tristan and she says, "Do finish it off, please, before it alerts the others, if you will."
Okay, and your turn.
Yep.
All right, Tristan moves in and goes for a longsword attack.
Swinging at the few remaining insects, you quickly disperse them with your longsword. They are no longer a threat.
Well, that was easy enough. And she looks over their wounds for a moment. Oh, he really got you both pretty good there. Jeez.
That's all right. I'm sure it was an accident.
Oh, Einjamin, you did not take damage from that. You were just outside enough of the circle. You have to be
Oh.
half or more in. If it's just touching the edge of it, you're fine.
Okay, so I say, well, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, I see.
Yeah. What's on the left side?
Yes,
Tristan motions towards that carcass. What the hell is this thing? And he's gonna move to the left cavern.
And
And
as
Sally
you
is
approach, you see the bloated, dead body of the young Odiug that crawled down here to die yesterday?
2 days?
Two,
1 day?
yeah.
2 days.
2 days. Okay, yeah, right. You guys had rested and healed. Yeah. So a couple days ago, it crawled down here to die, and it lies bloated and rotting in the corner. The stench is overwhelming, and anyone who approaches needs to make a Constitution check.
It
Oh,
seems
no.
like
Save.
a size category smaller.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
There we go.
It's on
I'm
the
like,
group.
this isn't. It
that
looks
would
familiar, but it's a little weird.
that would be horrifying if you came around the corner and saw the rotted corpse of something which suddenly just expanded in size.
Yeah,
That's the bloating.
it had just deflated a little over time, you know.
Well,
Foggy just kind of like tosses his cookie. Like,
Oh yeah.
Froggy just ate, it's just. That is.
What type
It is
of cookies
Pika.
do kobolds keep?
So adding to the stench is now the smell of kobold bile and frog guts.
I sort of walk back over. You really don't want to go over there. And I suppose that's mission accomplished. Isn't that why we came down?
Yeah.
Benjamin, don't be an idiot.
Sorry.
If it's a child, where do you think the parents are?
Hopefully far away.
Wait, actually, do we know it's young? Did somebody roll in nature and figured out they were young Odiogs, not adult ones?
There was a nature roll at some point, but I can't remember what it was for.
because this basically dictates what we would do in a sense, wouldn't it?
That's true. I tell you what. Maybe Soggy could tell us. He seems to like sewers and swamps. Maybe he's seen a creature like this before, and he can tell us if it's big or.
You guys had already figured this out by the fact that there was 3 of them, and that they were smaller than they had been described at the academy when you had rolled
Yeah,
to
that's
remember.
what we're asking. We just wanted to make sure.
Okay.
We don't want to meta or
Yeah.
anything.
Oh no, absolutely. Sorry, I was pushing the wrong button.
Okay, so it just looks like it died from the wounds we caused, nothing else, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I rolled a nat 20 on my con save, so I think I'm not affected, or at least
No,
better.
you are completely fine. In fact, like unlike everybody else, you can get right up on it and do some real investigating.
Have at it. It's all yours.
Yeah.
Tristan rushes up and slips and just falls right in, feels fine. Okay, but to the question is, it just looks like it died from our attacks. Nothing.
Yeah, you can't see anything that would indicate that it had been killed by anything other than your guys' blows with, swords and javelins and all of that.
Yeah. So while Tristan is poking at it with Nicholas's sword, yeah, it looks like it's dead. Very dead. At least a couple days, I think. So if this was it heading towards its nest, I think we still need to keep searching. Because I remember these were still the small ones. There could be more.
Bear back, my pizza's at the door.
Yeah. As Tristan moves,
I haven't heard in roll 20.
Yeah. As Tristan moves forward, he kind of shoulder bumps Elwyn away. I thought we were friends. He whispers. Just a group check. We're all just going to keep advancing.
I just kind of looked around to see if there were any other exits up there.
Yeah. I'm down to keep advancing forward.
So, do I still have control of Einjamin?
Curious.
You
apparently so.
Yeah, I do.
Stop it!
You shouldn't. Oh.
Ooh, Benjamin likes to take a mud bath tonight. Whoa!
Stop it! Stop hitting yourself! Stop hitting yourself!
Oh man.
Okay, Sagi's going to.
Oh, that means I can do this.
Sagi's going to try and make a perception check at the on the current surround. So, what does a 13 bring up?
Swamp. The stench from the Odiug still. It's all you can smell.
Yeah. This place stinky. Odiug is dead, so why stay here?
There might be something else down here that could affect the town.
Oh, and to answer about the other exits, there's, caves all throughout here, but in this area, no particular exits that you can see.
Am I wrong to say the lighter shade of water is walkable?
Correct.
Okay. Seems like this is a dead end then. Pretty sure we need to find his nest. There might be eggs, might be more.
Answer your question, little lizard. That was just a baby.
Oh. He kind of just gives the dread, kind of like he's dreading what could be a bigger Odiug. He has never seen an Odiug in his life, so he can't imagine what a adult one looks like.
Back.
Like, we just continuing on, hit a dead end. Some of the water is a little shallower. Yeah, I see that.
I am going to. Oh, is that a frog over there?
Yes, it is, Benjamin. Good of you to spot it.
Soggy's going to try and hit it from a distance.
Oop,
I'm going
it
to make
noticed
a
you
very.
guys and dives under the water.
Can I make a perception check to look for that turtle?
Yes.
Soggy going to help.
Oh, right. Thank you, Soggy.
Everybody roll for initiative. You still cannot find the giant turtle. However, the frog, having noticed you guys, dives under the water.
All right then. Oh wait.
Goddamn, you've shoot on of us.
No, I'm out of arcane shots till a short rest.
And you.
Yes.
And it's not like that swarm. It's just one simple target.
It's too late now. It's not worthwhile getting upset over. Alright. Can I actually see the frog in the water?
You can roll perception to see if you can see the frog in the water. This is at disadvantage because of the murky water.
Okay. Let's see here. Disadvantage.
You can see a slight ripple streaking towards you guys.
I'm gonna try and see if I can't shoot it. Is it disadvantage or anything, or just straight shot?
It would be at disadvantage because you don't actually see it.
Okay.
Water.
And the water.
Wow.
Arrow's actually pretty fine in water. Shooting out of into water is actually pretty okay. They're actually pretty good at it.
Oh, don't forget to set your as Elwyn.
Oh, right.
And then you manage to strike the frog with your arrow, but it doesn't seem to be a ending shot or anything like that.
All right then. That's gonna end my turn right there. Soggy.
Soggy kind of like behind the two sees the frog dive in and kind of like decides to shoot at it too with an eldritch. So disadvantage.
Yep.
There's a 17 hit.
You manage to strike the frog with your Eldritch Blast. However, roll a wisdom save. As your Eldritch power summons forth from your hands and blasts out at the frog, you have a sudden vision of the bunyip and the events of your vision, and as a result, you start to go catatonic, like in your vision.
That's a seizure, not catatonic.
Oh, sorry.
Catatonic is your eyes basically roll back in your head and you're just dead.
Still, kind of like dead still.
Yeah,
Since
not
Tristan's
dead
ready,
as in not alive.
Tristan grabs onto Soggy, about to fall into the water, I guess, since he's right beside.
Yep. No roll necessary. You grab the small lizard man.
Soggy, what the hell? Elwin, your thing's broken. He shakes it towards him. That's how I wake him up.
It is kind of amazing that much power comes out of something so small. Bound to take its toll.
I'm gonna see if I can't tell what's going on with Soggy.
Literally scruff of his neck, holding it towards Elwin.
I'll take Soggy from him before checking.
As
you
you touch Soggy, you feel a sudden pain in your leg, as if you had been bitten by some monstrous beast.
He's not that heavy.
It's not that. Something's going off my leg.
Could it be a monstrous beast has bitten it?
I think I would have known if a monstrous beast had bitten my leg.
That Odiog wasn't near him the last time we fought it. Yeah, don't think he got bit by that time.
Nah, Elwin's
Nah.
faking.
Obviously.
Yeah, I'm faking it. Alright. I'm just gonna try pushing through that and seeing if I can't.
Yeah, it hurts, but it doesn't seem to be affecting you mechanically.
Alright. So yeah, I'm just gonna go about what I was wanting to do and just see if I can't figure out what's going on with Soggy at all.
As you hold him and look at him, it appears like he is basically a stuffed kobold doll at this point.
Elwin, hand Soggy up here to the shore.
Okay.
Oh, I can't control Enjamin anymore.
Yeah,
You said-
sorry, I fixed that right away.
He like,
you-
no.
You said that your leg hurt, Elwin.
Nicholas
It
is
was-
reaching out to pull Soggy up.
It was more of a ache. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a pain, but
Yeah, you ever heard of leeches? You might want to check.
I'm just trying not to think about that. That's just
Ooh.
as
I'll
going
keep
through
that
the
in
muck.
mind.
Okay, so Nicholas, as you pull Soggy up onto the shore, you can see that he is basically, in a coma here.
I'm gonna drag or pick him up because he's light and I'm a big strapping lad. I'm kind of carry him away from the water over to north just a little bit, in case a giant frog should decide to jump out of the water.
Was he originally always like that?
No, this is the first I've seen him do this.
Oh, out of game,
Oh.
DM, this vision that Soggy had where we all drowned. Is that a vision we all shared, or was that
No,
okay? So we're not aware of the.
correct.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, and
Right.
can I do? This is Nicholas. Can I do any sort of medicine check or investigation or
Well, you can do a medicine check.
figure out? Yeah. Okay. Boink. I can tell that it's a person.
Yeah, so
Is it a person?
yeah, right, person, quote unquote. But again, other than the fact that he is completely unresponsive, nothing.
So you're checking him. I actually do see frogs at the very end. Tristan does. So there seems to be more of them down there.
Which where?
Just at the very corner. You know all that? It's another frog. All the way over there. And then Tristan just points this way.
Right. Well, I'll just take your word for it.
It's a little far, I know. You just gotta focus. Focus, Benjamin. You remember how to do that, right? Is he getting up? How is that thing doing?
He's still completely still laying here.
Have you tried slapping him?
No, I don't typically see.
Decide to do an assisted medicine check.
I mean, I could try giving an assisted medical check.
Before you do that, Tristan takes out the healer's kit in his bag and passes it over.
Ah.
Basically, it has 8 uses and basically gives you proficiency, and if you already have that, then you get an advantage of it. Let me check.
Yep.
Do I even? I don't think I. It gives like a medical proficiency.
Yeah, so
medicine.
you get to add your proficiency bonus of +2
That
to
kit.
it.
Let's see.
So, Tristan,
What?
I can't help but notice that your sister has a distinctly elfin appearance these days. Is that just like some sort of strange aesthetic she's chosen? Or does it have something to do with your blood, as you were talking about the other day?
This is really not the time. Nicholas might hear, and I don't want him to hate me like he hates you.
Wow. I think it's going to be an inevitability if what I suspect is true.
I just think we need to speak to him calmly, not in the middle of an operation. But it's Trista, I don't know what she did. It's
At least
old
she has
family blood and secrets, and
At least she has the good grace. At least you have the good grace to be ashamed of it.
I'm not ashamed. It's just not. You know how Nicholas is. He's headstrong. He does what he thinks is right, even if it's just not the time right now. Especially not here. In this filth.
Fair enough.
But we will go into detail when we have time. And I need to figure out what the hell Tristan did to herself. Is anyone rolling for that medicine?
I thought Nicholas was looking at something.
Can do it for sure. Now I got the little kit. I was just letting things go. I'll just add on make it proficient and roll.
And don't forget about the assistant.
That's a nat 20!
Ooh, hey.
So can I tell anything this time about what's going on with Soggy? That would be the mute button.
If you're talking, we can't hear you.
Yes. Sorry. When I try to push the button, sometimes my finger misses and hits the one above it.
problem.
So as you are examining Soggy, you realize that his lungs are full of water, and as you go to press and get him to spit up the water, not only does he spit up the water, but you vomit a lung full of water up as well.
God, you need to do the drowning noise. Jeez.
Nicholas, are you sure you're all right? I'm not sure water's supposed to come out as you're giving CPR.
Hey, is there anything magic feeling about this, DM? Any feelings?
No,
Our
it
happy
just
boy gets
no, just you all of a sudden needed to puke up water.
It's nothing.
We all noticed this.
Is
I assume.
Soggy coming too at this point, or is he just, you know?
Oh yeah, once he vomits up the water, he's good.
Soggy, are you here?
Yes, Soggy is here.
Right.
Aubrey just kind of looks between the two, a bit clueless. She looks to Nicholas and she says, "Well, if you if you want my expert opinion, I would just, instead of someone pissing in your mouth, I think you just pissed out the mouth." And she gives a sage nod.
That's Benjamin. You doing it wrong again. Like every time you want to whisper, you
Hey,
just
Garrett,
always.
it's really not that big a
like-
deal. I just didn't want to interrupt anything. But yeah, I've got it. I've got it now.
As he kind of like stands up and starts looking around, like, ugh. Soggy does not.
Well, you just ingested a mouthful of pissy water. Either.
What?
Years from now, Nicholas is going to have to give it. Years from now, Nicholas is going to have to give a statement to the politicians that he didn't realize at the time that it was wrong to vomit with kobolds. It was a different time and a different age, and vomiting with kobolds was just a thing that you did back then.
Yeah.
He didn't enjoy it.
It's called teamwork and camaraderie. When one suffers, the
It's just locker room talk, you know. That's how it happens.
He spit out the water, but he didn't taste it.
Yeah. I
I'm
didn't.
pretty
I
sure
didn't
heard
swallow.
of no homo. I'm pretty sure there's a no homo there. So
okay.
yeah. Tristan's gonna ignore this entire banter and start moving downwards.
Yeah.
Soggy's going to
Feel free.
notices Elwyn rubbing his leg and is going to examine what could be wrong with it. What roll do I make? Nature, perception?
Medicine.
It was very odd. Elwyn felt pain when he went to help you, and I, strangely, just vomited the same thing that you did.
And Elwyn, you notice Soggy coming up to examine your leg.
So, what do I get from the 14?
Hold on. Elwyn, you notice Soggy coming up to examine your leg.
I'm fine, Soggy. There's really no need to examine anything.
But Soggy is worried for you. You love rubbing leg. Maybe painful.
It's just an ache. I'm sure I'm fine.
Does Soggy want to rub his thigh?
My word, this is took a completely wrong turn.
Very,
Soggy, do you continue
very
to
loyal pet.
do you continue to try to examine his leg?
Yes, I continue trying to. Kind of like
Elwyn,
worry.
do you do anything to physically stop him?
Not really. It was just more
Okay.
trying to dissuade him.
As soon as he
At
touches
first.
your leg, you feel a hole open up and you can see blood on your pants.
Soggy kind of like jumps backwards and scurrying backwards, kind of like.
I'm gonna press my hand to my leg, trying to staunch the bleeding as best I can.
Yeah, the bleeding isn't bad. You take 1 point of damage, but there is now a visible wound as if 3 days ago or 1 day ago you had been bitten and it is starting to heal over.
That's rather odd.
What? Soggy just kind of like is just confused out of his wits. He doesn't know what's happening. And then he kind of like remembers the vision, remembers how Elwyn was bitten by.
I love how it cut out right there. Just
Yes,
as soon as you
Soggy
reveal.
says like, "Oh no,
Yeah,
Don't-
just because I'm
What is happening?
pardon my parents, my
way back from
uh,
Chicago.
I'm playing D&D.
Yeah.
This is it.
Soggy
Sounds
can-
like some parent aggro.
Sorry. Soggy nods his head and says, "We need to be careful lest we get snapped by frogs." He's trying to change the subject, kind of like get everyone off the mind of the whole mysterious.
Can I tell anything's off with Soggy right now?
I mean, definitely.
Like he's trying to hide something?
Oh, that way. Then that would be bluff or deception
Insight.
versus insight. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me roll the deception.
I gotta roll my insight. Come on. There it is. Well, it goes
Defending
to the
always
defender,
wins.
don't it? Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, defender always wins.
Yep. So that would be. Who is the defender in this instance?
Soggy.
I'm the one trying. Yeah, I was about to say I'm the one that lost here because Soggy's trying to hide it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that could also be viewed as Soggy is the one trying to convince you of his deception. That's why I was, just
Well,
questioning
in essence, is who wants to roll against who?
that. Right. No, but I think we are good with Soggy winning out here. I'm just
Yeah.
saying that, the whole way of looking at it could be viewed either which way, really.
That's a good point.
All right, so
Alright.
Tristan comes back and tells the group there's 2 more giant frogs down the path. It's who knows how many more there are.
And I
Looks like
can't be
frogs
sure,
and
but
rats.
is this a? I think the passageway continues over this way a bit.
It does. It seems to stretch on that way.
And Aubrey looks to the others and she then says, "Don't you think we should go back up and inform at least some of your superiors that some kind of strange water connection between our kobold and whatever the hell you are?"
No, they bad. They killed vampire.
What good would it do to inform them of that?
Our superiors is hundreds of miles away.
We're
Well,
intensely
I'm more
down
talking
here.
about the ones who hired you because we're not down here for nothing after all.
Oh, no one hired us for this. This is kind of our mission. We explained this, didn't you? We are basically ambassadors helping the land.
Goodwill ambassador.
Yes, goodwill ambassadors. That's catchy. Maybe you have to use it in the future. But we are here to solve problems and get the gratitude of the people for future political restructuring. Yeah.
We're your court-appointed
Well-
adventurers.
Well,
Court-appointed
Miss-
adventurers.
Well, Mr. and she puts up quotes with her fingers, ambassador, you're about to lose one, if not 2, of your representatives if you don't get them checked out and find out exactly why they're spitting up water.
What do you mean?
You mean why they're spitting up water after we fell into this pool being attacked by giant turtles and frogs? Is that what you're...
Well, that explains the cobble, but it doesn't explain the one performing CPR on him, why he's doing the
You
exact
mean
same
when
thing
he-
as-
Did Nicholas actually do CPR to him?
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
You mean
He
the
did
one
chest
where...
no,
compressions.
wait, hold on. I want to be clear here. He can have performed as much CPR as he wanted, but Need had done nothing more than have compressed his chest to get this handled.
I know, but Tristan's going for the logical reasons over magical mumbo jumbo kind of thing.
Oh, I get it. I'm just making sure that it's clear that the character, Alias can decide whether Nicholas actually did like mouth to mouth or anything like that.
And Anjamin was far enough away
In fact, I did not.
Anjamin was far enough away that I don't think he was kind of purposefully ignoring what was going on.
Tristan was, yeah.
And there's been a rift between you guys.
Trying not to let it show, but he's annoyed that his brother is spending so much time with this small reptilian thing. So I missed it. So Anjamin he raises an eyebrow and says, "What do you mean, spitting up water?"
And I'll look at Aubrey and Nicholas and Soggy.
Soggy kind of like remembers kind of like the fact that of the vision of the drowning, and kind of like pretends he doesn't know. So this is another just.
You do realize withholding that kind of information from us is going to get us killed, right?
Yeah.
So we get a cleric or 6.
No,
we don't generally go and share each other's dreams all the time.
Yeah.
Nicholas, you're spitting up water.
Nicholas, Benjamin, don't worry about me.
Oh, I'm not.
Soggy is better. That's the important thing.
Fine.
No, the important thing is that you both go better before we go deeper into this sewage dungeon, because once back up to
if you were talking,
I would rather you not.
Suffering any ill effects.
He said he was fine, and Nicholas always tells the truth.
It's one of the most annoying qualities of his.
He's like Honest Abe over there.
Aubrey,
no idea.
At the end of it, we can't. There's nowhere else to go. The churches don't know what's wrong with them. They can't help Soggy or Nicholas if they are in problem. If they do have a problem, we just need to figure this out here. Maybe in a safer place, but we can't do it now.
This disease that's racking this town. Several times when we were down in the sewers days ago, we became infected with it ourselves, but we're able to be cured. So whatever the disease is, the source of it's got to be here somewhere.
Is that a nest?
Soggy taps Nico on the leg and says, "Soggy thinks he can talk to frogs, so they let us pass."
Haven't you said that for everything we've countered and we killed all?
No, there's been a couple times.
Pushed forward.
This is rats, not. That was rats. Big, angry rats. These are frogs.
Were they big and friendly?
Rats with turning signals? Sorry. I had to go there.
Hey, even rats aren't BMW driving douchebags.
Tristan moves up forward and
your world. No, just kidding.
Does a perception check on the area.
Oh, by the way, Soggy was trying to deceive you guys there. If anybody wanted to roll insight, they can. Otherwise, it's fine to just allow his...
Yes. I'm actually going to roll insight.
Oh, so I can actually re-roll insight. Cool. That's helpful. Because
Tristan, you see right through him this time.
No, I'm not doing that's perception for the area.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Tristan couldn't care less of...
Yep.
Yeah, because Tristan couldn't care less what Soggy's doing.
Gotcha. Yep. And Elwyn, you believe your companion. He seems to be telling the truth. Aubrey, however, you can see right through the lizard man's obvious deception.
All right, Aubrey's gonna.
How much? What you cut off there?
Yep.
How much do you weigh?
Like 35, 40 pounds, something like that.
Yeah, for some reason, like my connection's in the red and it says 31 ms. It's telling me that like, yeah, the RTC connection just going crazy because it's on US Central.
Mm,
I don't know.
sorry. Yeah,
No problem.
we can hear you pretty fine. It just cuts out every so often. So if we just ask you to repeat, just please repeat what you just said.
Yeah, no problem. How much does he weigh? How much does Soggy weigh?
35, 40 pounds, somewhere in that range.
I'm gonna go pick him up, and I'm gonna like put him against the wall.
Do you resist?
Soggy kind of not, but it's not enough. He's kind of like a not a strong
Yeah.
kobold.
So you're not gonna roll to try to actually escape.
No, I know Soggy's not going to make that. He's kind of like,
No.
"What are you doing, pretty lady?"
That one's gonna turn around and since he probably hears Soggy panicking. What are
No,
you
this is-
doing,
More
Aubrey?
like something you're not telling us. Now spit it out.
He kind of like is
She will-
resist.
She will turn you upside down and shake you.
As you do
Soggy-
so, Soggy vomits up more water.
You guys think this is normal? And she points to that.
God damn it! I'm Jimin every time.
What am I doing wrong?
You're getting
Other way.
water.
Dash W.
No, and that was specifically a part of the vision that became reality when Soggy touched him.
I see. All right.
After having used his Eldritch Blast.
Was there some other game where it was the letter first and followed by backslash is how you did stuff? Because for some reason I
No.
can't unlearn that. It's always been
Elmo.
It's
Backslash
always
and
been
number.
slash first, yeah.
It's always
Right.
slash first.
This is why I stopped playing MMOs.
I think it's always slash first.
Always slash first. I'm Jimin. Always
Slash
slash
first.
first.
Slash then stat.
So, is Soggy allowed to speak what he saw?
So hold on. Before that happens, that this is what happened is you vomited this all over Aubrey. As she goes to turn and shake you upside down, you vomit water all over Aubrey. Aubrey, you can either choose to roll or just choose to allow yourself to just drop him because you're like, oh my god, oh, this is disgusting.
No,
So then you would need to roll a Constitution save to avoid
Hold
dropping him out of
hold on.
disgust.
hold on. As he begins to, like, literally, like, I'm action and form a.
You're cutting up a lot as well.
Fuck's sakes.
I think it's
Can you
just if
hear
you
me?
speak louder, I think your mic picks it up a little bit better because when you cuss, it comes through clearly. But when you're talking quietly, it cuts in and out.
Yeah,
That's
basically kind of like that.
convenient.
I said, what I'm going to do instead is using reaction, cast a frost shield and have all of that water just freeze against the shield.
Yeah, I'm gonna allow that.
Because she can see him literally about to
Yeah.
regurgitate.
Yeah,
See
no,
that neck
no,
moving.
and that's
So she's
that's
just
what we
gonna-
mean by when we say, because you have that as a reaction, boom, done.
So you guys just see this water just spilling out of him, and it's like going against this ice shield, and all of that water is just solidifying.
And chunks of ice fall into the sewage, and that's all good and fine. But to cast Frost Shield requires somatic components, so you had to drop them.
No, I'll just fling him around while I do it.
What are you guys doing back there? We have a
Alright.
job to do and you're all just
It's like,
messing around.
Frost shield.
Nicholas,
She doesn't.
Aubrey-
what's
Yeah,
happening with
carrying
these people?
She does an improvised gymnast routine with Soggy as a makeshift baton.
Realize, Kristen, they're untrained.
Arrangement's
Here's what
not
it's
any
like
better though.
without training.
That is being made as he's being tossed around.
No, that was
Okay.
a joke, Soggy. You've been dropped.
Right. To
It's-
answer your question, Aubrey,
kinda
no,
like
that
very
is
bad
definitely not normal.
I don't know. It seems like she
Precise.
might have pulled that water out, considering the fact she literally froze it as it was coming out of his mouth.
The perfect
Soggy
honest,
kind of like hides behind Elwin, kind of like as a shield, kind of like. Ooh.
I've never actually spent any time with a creature like this. For all I know, spitting water is normal.
Yeah.
Not that much water.
Isn't he a Squirtle?
He's no Pokemon in the. He's no Sobble, that's for sure.
A living water gun. Just like squeezes.
Look over at Aubrey. You seem pretty observant. Maybe you could keep an eye on him while the rest of us
There's
are keeping
something
an eye
he
on
is
us up
not.
front.
There's something he's not telling us.
Oh, by the way, you guys may have noticed the giant skeleton of a dragon in the
Yeah, I
middle of
noticed, like,
the swamp water here, and something else.
What?
One of you might have enough of a knowledge of nature to pick up another clue. So who is the best nature person here?
Probably not
Soggy
me.
has proficiency in nature.
Soggy, go ahead and roll.
Shaboy.
I have a +1 in nature, so no, that's not me.
Soggy,
You could.
you instantly realize and then use your keen senses of smell to notice that not only does this place smell really, really, really bad, but there are no other animals around. No frogs, no nothing.
Soggy is feeling nervous about this place. No
You people-
animal. There is no animals here.
With
I don't care,
mighty
Waterhose.
with a mighty roar as you approach the shores of the water, you hear the water churn and boil as a monstrous red Odiug comes to the surface.
Soggy just screams at the top of his lungs. Ah! It is the big Oniag!
Let's get that commie bastard.
Yes.
Oh
That is-
my!
And video
Geek.
flagged for racism. Just kidding.
So yeah,
How is that
Racism.
racism?
Just kidding.
nationalism,
Yeah.
nationalism. So
Nationalism. That's
so-
How is that being nationalist?
so
Well,
just
it's sort of word.
just to let you guys in, right off the bat here, this is obviously a homebrewed, advanced version of a regular Odiug. This is not your standard Odiug that you will find in the books. And this thing is huge. It is so big, it is scary.
Okay.
And it's very red.
So
Very
big.
bloody.
in short.
I like
closed
the
book.
blood.
Just wait. After we beat this one, there's going to be a blue one. They're even tougher.
Yeah. The lazy DM, just palette swap all of your enemies.
Just pass
Saying-
all your enemies
I'm just
and
saying
up
it's
to-
dangerous to go alone. Take Arcadius Blade.
If
It's
only
the end of-
Arcadius had actually done that.
The end of Mass Effect all over again. All right.
Oh boy.
I
don't think you have the
I
turnover
don't see
on.
the. I don't see the turn tracker up yet. I was waiting to roll initiative for that.
Yeah, I was,
Oh, it
I'm
can
assuming-
go up anytime. It don't matter.
Okay,
There
I'm
we go.
assuming, yes, I'm assuming combat was started. All right.
I was just waiting for you guys to start rolling and giving you a chance to just soak in the glory,
Oh.
Sean,
I don't.
this,
I don't know.
this
if
is for you, Sean.
Glory.
Run away! Run away! Run away!
Einjamin
My
and I
own-
tied on our thing.
My only worry is that he actually killed the red dragon, in which case hey.
The reason why it's red is because it took in the essence of the red dragon, isn't it?
Yes.
That's cool.
Good guess. Yes. And in
But
the
we don't know
future,
that
in the future, if you don't want me to spoil that, I won't. But because he guessed right, I'm gonna give him the satisfaction of knowing that he guessed right. And then in the future, you guys just let me know that you don't want to know that, and I'll never say it again.
No, it was a good guess. That's cool.
Thank you.
Not like our characters know that.
No,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah. Please don't like metagame or anything, but like,
I know.
Yeah.
All right. So who's up first?
That'd be
Truly.
Aubrey.
The pretty lady.
Truly.
something tells me she might come in handy during this battle.
Seeing this creature before her, she eyes slightly and she mutters to herself, I don't recall these things being. And she's going to test it with. She's going to test it with Aurora Beam for now. So she's going to cast Aurora Beam. 19 to hit. Jesus Christ, those ones, man. Like,
Oh, how do you think I feel? That's like
these
every one of my
sixes
rolls.
are just garbage.
How do you think I feel, man? Like I roll high and I hit like almost every time, but it's always min damage.
Yeah, you guys need to switch out your dice. Get the cool meteorite dice.
Oh, yeah. I'll see about doing that before next session. Don't you worry.
Roll
Right.
20 needs to have customizable 3D dice like stat.
Of course. That would be awesome.
Well, it needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, I'm getting to it. I just wanted to read the spell again to remember exactly what we had put down.
Ouch.
Boom.
Like that?
Yeah.
The red Odeon's like, what?
Next time, say you're supposed to fail a Constitution.
Yeah, right.
He's supposed to.
He just did what you told him to.
Hey, look on the bright side. He wasted his nat 20.
Oh, good point. Although I must
big
warn you
assumption.
that I've rolled about 12 natural 20s today.
That just means you're running out.
Sure, we'll go with that.
I thought his luck is running high
Yeah.
all day long.
I'm being optimistic here because
I
we're about to
understand.
get shit kicked. So,
I understand
ism
that.
forever.
Oh wait,
Just kidding.
I still take the damage though because you still hit me.
That's right. You take a measly 5 damage because those
Oh.
d6s are shit to me.
Ah yes, but he is vulnerable to cold damage. Or I should say she.
Oh man, that means really
Oh,
killing
man,
the children.
Okay, so I do 10 damage then.
Ooh, fancy.
Absolutely fancy.
And there you go. So do you do
Alright.
anything else?
Nope. Sorry, I keep forgetting that done button.
Oh, it's all good.
I
Just-
clicked it though.
Just making
I did-
sure.
There we go.
The red Odiug recoils from the pain of the aurora beam hitting it. Its skin freezes with a frosty chill for a second before its fiery blood warms it and melts it off of it once again. It comes slightly forward and smacks, I don't know, one of you guys. We'll decide.
One of you guys.
Yes, Max money, yeah.
I mean,
One of
Nothing
the
to
choice,
worry
three
about.
in front.
choices, you know?
Well, Well, even the D6s are being shit to him too. Well, that's a D8. Never mind.
Yes, as the giant tentacle comes streaking out of the water towards you, smashing you for a not insignificant amount of damage. You definitely all of a sudden realize that this thing could swallow you whole. And it grapples you when you have to make an escape difficulty class 15 on your turn in order to end the restrained and grappled condition.
That is not a small number.
All right. I glance over to see, does Tristan have a weapon that does piercing damage?
No.
All right. I hand the my pike to Cabal, who's standing behind me, and mentally tell him to carry it over to Tristan.
Got it.
So that's a free action, I believe.
And the pike does 1d10 damage?
I think that's right.
Maybe.
You should be.
Sorry, I just want to get that added in. Oh, so it's basically the same as the glaive you already have.
Yeah, same as a glaive. I'm just going to use glaive when I.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we just know that it's piercing. Good, we're good.
Right.
Yep.
And I summon a javelin and I throw it at the Otyug. Let's see, got javelin. Is there a? There it is. Got it.
Actually, enabling the 3D dice option is actually not bad.
It looks okay, but like they need more customizable, options.
Yeah.
So
You hit the Otyug with your javelin, piercing its thick, rubbery hide. It deals 7 damage.
Oh, good. So my minimum damage
Awesome.
arrows are going to actually do damage.
So I move over to Nicholas, and I do action surge to help him on his next attempt to break the
Yes,
grapple.
yes. So that is a difficulty class 10.
So it's just basically I'm just holding help action for when he tries to break the grapple.
Right. But
unless I can,
in order to provide the help, you have to succeed at a difficulty class 10 escape attempt. So either
no. Well, I mean, it's up to you, but what it really is giving him is advantage on his roll.
right.
Unless,
I thought in order to do that, you still had to pass the difficulty class 10. Am I getting that confused?
No, I've
That's
never.
not right. Yeah, that's not.
It's
how
a
it
help
works.
action, not a
action.
action.
Right.
Now, I mean, I don't. Is it possible for another player to end the grapple on somebody else?
Yeah.
That I'm not sure about. So I could actually use this action surge to try and end the grapple.
Well, there's 2 ways of going about this as far as I see. You could cut the tentacle off, which obviously you didn't do because you threw the javelin, etc.
Right.
But I would say that if you used your action in order to basically grapple whatever was grappling the other person and pull them off, that I would essentially allow the grapples to cancel each other out. So you would have to try to grapple the tentacle, the Otyug, and if successful, could end the grapple on Nicholas. Now that's a bit of a house ruling, ad hoc ruling there, but
yeah, no, it makes sense. But I think the odds are better if I actually just hold my
and give him
action surge
advantage,
give him advantage on his next thing. So I'll do. That's what I'll do.
I agree. I was just
Alright.
letting you know my logic process
No,
there.
got it. It's good. Just a second. Let me end my turn. Done.
Are those eyes on that top tentacle?
No, those are like spikes.
Well, then I'll just shoot it in the mouth as best I can.
Oh, I see what you're talking about there. Yeah, you know what? Let me take a look at that and see, cause yeah, those are definitely eyes, and those are like
Then that's what I'm
feathery
aiming at.
tendrils. Yeah, so you want to aim at its eyes? Cool.
Yes. Not that I don't think it. I don't know if that hits. That's actually a mediocre roll on my part.
That ain't even mediocre for you. That's just straight up garbage.
Oh, it is straight up garbage.
That's garbage tier there, Elwin. What are you talking about? So
And it's actually got decent damage on it too.
of
Supposed to be
course,
said.
Wow!
of course. So you
There's
completely
a thunder climbing right beside me.
Ooh.
Holy shit.
You completely hit the Odiug because it's so, huge. But the arrow just like kind of sinks into the rubbery hide and doesn't appear to have like
You're back.
bothered it at all.
So I didn't draw back far enough on my bow.
Yeah,
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and. No, I'm gonna save that for now. I was thinking about using the action surge, but I'm gonna save that for now in case I need it later.
Yeah, he's just totally like, oh no, guys, this thing is so huge and monstrous.
Yeah, I know. Nicholas over there. He's gonna make an insight check on me.
Really, he's just waiting to Legolas his way up the Oliphant and put a couple arrows into the back of its head.
Yeah, that's it. I gotta make sure I put a couple arrows in its legs first, give myself a couple footholds. You know?
All right, so Tristan.
That's piercing.
Yes. Are you swinging at the tentacle that has Nicholas, or are you trying to hit the main Odiug body?
Whichever is easier to reach. I know I can reach both. So I'm guessing the tentacles, since it's still part of it.
Yeah, so
There's no wrong to do that, I guess.
Right. So, how I'm gonna rule this is you actually get advantage on this roll. So go ahead and just roll that attack again once. I wasn't gonna tell you what was gonna happen until you decided, but because you're attacking
Come on now.
something that has him. So unfortunately your pike, as you stab at the Odiug, it just kind of glances off of the slime and doesn't really pierce into it.
Oh boy, this thing's
Yeah, I
got a
can see
high
that.
AC, don't it?
Let's see here. Oh, that'd actually be my turn then.
Yeah, if you had chosen to attack the main Odiug, it was just going to stand as it was, but if you had chosen to attack the tentacle, I was going to give you advantage. So.
Whew. Okay.
Okay.
Kill
So
him.
I am
I
grappled.
evicted him from my apartment.
My held action goes into effect. I'm now
Yes, correct.
giving you the help action for breaking the grapple.
And what do I roll to break a grapple?
So for that, you can roll either acrobatics, athletics, or just a straight strength, untrained strength. But I think
Athletics with the
athletics,
advantage.
yeah, is going to be your best bet there.
Even
Needed
without the
your help
advantage, man.
Needed your help so much.
Yeah.
Because he's Nicholas over there.
And so as Nicholas is just ripping the tentacle off of himself, Einjamin comes over to like kind of grab it and help, and Nicholas just looks at him like, yes, brother, I have this. Not to put words in your mouth, just the look.
Okay, and is that my only action or
No, you still can move.
move?
He can move.
I'll just stay right where I'm at then. And I'll be done. Boom.
Oh no, you're not a fighter. No action surge for you, Paladin.
Nope.
Mr. Pally. Who sees through my lies. Of
Well,
not
Soggy,
being
you
an
wanna
elf.
you wanna give that Eldritch Blast another shot, or what do you want to do here?
Ooh.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't do that. That was bad. I am teasing you. That was just for the low level encounters earlier. I would never take away one of your cantrips during a boss fight like this.
Especially a key cantrip for a warlock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was teasing there, and I realized that might be misconstrued for a second.
Soggy's going to kind of like cast Cloud of Dagger.
Ooh, yeah. And can you ping which square you're casting that in? Like that?
Yeah, like in the center of the Otiug.
Like that?
Yeah, shining daggers of ice. And Soggy says, "Time for cut, Big Mom."
Don't they take damage the first turn when you cast it?
The first time they enter, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I
just
think it's
because
like-
it's going to start its turn there. Okay, yep, no, we're good.
Yeah.
And
And if it
round
ends its turn-
2, Aubrey, and welcome back.
Thank you. I evicted the spider. I didn't kill him. I just sent him into the hallway and he can go bug another apartment.
You should have been charging him rent.
I should have. He probably was best from my apartment. But, you know. She's going to stay where she is. And she's going to do another concentrated blast. Concentrated. Yeah, I will attack it with an orb of ice.
Well, it's still better than the min damage of your aura beam, man.
No, it's not.
S-
10 AC.
Right,
That
right.
is probably not going to hit.
It does
Yeah.
not. So your orb of ice strikes
Oh.
the outer hide of the Odiug, but it seems to just kind of shrug it off, not being enough to pierce the thick slime. Not pierce, but pierce.
Y'all best hope Elwyn isn't having an off day, and that was just his first miss. His last miss.
Like Nicholas said, he's sandbagging.
I'm sandbagging today, yeah. I'm just waiting for the opportune moment, is all it is.
Alright, I have 1 second spell. Or nope, 1 first level and 1 second left. No, I don't have a second left. I use that against the turtle. I have 1 first level spell.
Oh,
Okay.
are you not using the macros again? That's why it's not subtracting that. Hold on.
I like my pictures and animations.
It does it. It still does it.
The DM is having to step in to make sure we don't die.
Go for it.
See, still get all your gifts. No worries.
Wow, rolled a 20 versus AC and a max damage 23 cold.
It missed.
Yeah, that's
That's how the DM rolls.
it. Yeah.
That would have been nice if it
It
had
would have
actually
been
happened.
nice, wouldn't it?
That would have been 46 damage straight up.
Yep.
That would have
Yep.
hurt.
Alrighty.
And through the magic
wait,
of
that
fudging
wasn't
all
mine.
that, we are going to have that be how that happens, because that is what should have happened. You just roll the macro and it'll work just fine, I promise.
Well, it's not about that. It's just that, like, I understand. Sorry.
It tracks your spell points, it does
Yeah, I
everything,
know
so
what it does. Sorry. Go for it.
There we go. All right, so you strike the Odiug with the frozen orb, and one of the tentacles freezes solid as the ice cracks. It breaks off, and it now only has one tentacle left.
Oh, so we can only grapple one person now.
Is your turn over?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
And I just want to be clear here that this is not DM Fiat because I'm trying to save you guys. This is DM Fiat because that's what should have happened. It just rolled it all messed up because when you roll straight from the sheet, like it doesn't work right. Just roll it from the macros and then everything will work out the way it's supposed to, and then maybe RNGesus will be good to us.
Good to you.
I have stupid luck when it comes to rolls. It's really not fair some days.
It depends on what I'm rolling for. Because I have a gambling bard in one of my games I'm in, and I always seem to roll high whenever I'm gambling.
So
Just like
I
Ellen.
think just to be fair here, so that I'm not accused of favoring anyone,
No, you're
we are
fine.
going to roll to randomly determine which one of you is getting attacked. So it's going to go straight up 1 through 33, 34 through 66, and then 67 through 99. And if it is double 100s, it attacks itself. I don't know.
Alright then. 11.
Are you going left to right? Is that Angeman?
Yes.
11.
12 versus the AC. He rolled that max damage too.
That would be a miss.
Yes, it would. And yeah, I know, right? The max damage, but the min on the piercing, so, balances a little.
Yeah, that's still
Right.
13 damage though.
I think that's the lowest I've rolled in like a long time. But now the
Deflect
Odiug,
it with a shield.
is feeling a little less like fighting, so it just kind of backs up a little. Anyone want to take a swing at it as it does that?
I don't think any of us have enough reach to hit it, but
Tristan did. And if
Oh.
you're wielding your glaive or whatever.
Oh, what about
Did it-
the blades?
Oh,
The cloud of
thank you.
daggers.
Yes, it took 7 damage from that, and then it also... Thank you for reminding me. And then what else does it say about that? When it starts its turn there, and when it enters the area for the first time. Yep. So, which that was the first one. So that was the 7, and then now another 4d6.
A roll of 4d6. What are you asking?
I got it for you. I'll teach you how to do this when we're not right in the middle of a battle, but there's a variable damage macro now that'll allow you to apply any amount of damage of any type to anybody at any time.
Understood.
Okay, so Tristan, were you going to take a swing at it with your pike?
Just for the. Wait, what? Why? Why am I?
It's
Because you
Why am
moving.
I starting at it?
It's moving out of your threatened area without disengaging.
Attack of opportunity.
I don't know. It's 10 feet away. How would I attack it?
Okay.
You have a pike
You
that
have
has
pike
a
and
reach.
No, I need a feat for that. You need a feat for that.
No.
To do that? Okay.
Oh,
that's
when
right.
it's it. Oh, you're right. It has to be right next to you. Otherwise, you need the feat for the
That's
reach
right.
weapon.
Yeah,
My
because
bad.
it's like polearm master, ain't it?
Yep. We had already gone over this back at level 1.
Right.
It's fine. Deserved rehash.
Resummon the javelin and throw it again.
Come on.
That would be no.
That does not happen, yeah. The Odiug is kind of sinking into the swamp a little and your shot goes high.
I will end my turn.
That one's gonna move up a bit.
Yeah, actually,
before-
oh, I'm sorry, real quick. Nicholas, do you want to roll to see if you notice that, like, why does he have so many javelins?
That's cool. That's good. That's good. It's a contributory collective impression.
Come on, Mr. Logic over magic. Just kidding. Explain that one.
It's actually divinity over blasphemy. Thank you.
There's a whole stack of javelins that someone just left here for some reason.
I'm surprised Nicholas hasn't called me on my blasphemy for my arcane shots, for my arrows exploding.
Obviously, some type of strange technology that you're using.
Yeah, you
Obviously.
can pass it off as like black powder type stuff, you know.
He's got
Right.
lots of blasphemy to cast. All right, I'm done. Who's next?
Yeah, that's me. Hang on. Give me 2 seconds. Oh, there it goes.
As your arrow
wasn't
sinks
in damage.
into the Odiug, you can tell that this beast is still far from done.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna end my turn. I ain't gonna finish it off in a single arrow.
Kick its butt, Tristan.
Tristan takes a throwing stance with a pike.
Ooh.
Then looks
Go.
at it and looks at Einjamin, and he's like, shrugs his shoulder to Einjamin. Is he okay with it or not?
He's okay with it.
He's got his infinite javelin.
Yeah, I throw it.
Okay, so just make a attack roll at disadvantage. I think that's going to be a fair enough adjudication of how to do this without getting it all twisted and everything.
Come on now. You got this, Tristan. Show Nicholas what's what.
Well,
Yes!
that's one way of doing that.
Nice.
I really am sorry that it took away your crit though. I mean, you only got it because you rolled twice,
Yeah.
so but still.
And then yes, action surge, and then I want to say when I threw it at the same time, I focused the energy of a chromatic orb through it. I'm not sure how to get that, or just shoot a chromatic orb. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a I don't have a problem with having you do it both together when you're using the action surge like that, because really what is it doing other than flavoring everything? It's not changing the mechanics of what happens in any way. So yeah, you freeze the pike solid as you throw it.
But I still need to roll for hit for the.
Of course, of course,
and this should be a regular roll.
Oh,
Are you kidding?
Man.
Oh,
I have really bad runs. What is that, a 5? Yep, that's a 5. And that was like a 1, 1, and a 5 on the roll for damage.
yeah.
Okay, that's it. That's my turn.
I would almost be tempted to give you advantage if I hadn't already given you guys, a couple advantages.
No, there was no reason for it.
Right.
There's no reason for advantage.
Right.
Nicholas, kill it. Jump in the water, swim to it, and stab it, please.
Oh, absolutely.
That.
Yeah. You guys have had lots of time.
Okay.
Of jumping in the water, running up and stabbing it. How deep does the water look? Is that going to be like
Oh, it's
going to
deep.
take a few steps and sink?
Deep enough for a creature that is like, 12 feet around to have sunk down into the muck.
It's okay, Nicholas. I know you can walk on water. We believe in you.
Oh. This is what you get.
Only when I can attract squires.
Only when I can attract squares.
Oh, send the squires in after it.
You
They're
roll.
not-
You roll,
They're cleaning.
you roll
They're
high enough.
cleaning my room.
Wow.
You-
I like how the
If
DM
you
is
roll
straight up
high,
trying to get
you
rid of
roll high enough. You roll high enough charisma. Maybe he'll become another follower.
Yes.
the...
Roll a religion check to walk on water.
Oh no.
Just tell the Odiug how you're the hero that was promised.
It's a.
Closer, I could
don't
give
think
him
it
a
would
promise.
listen. It's a creature of nature, like creature of chaos and habit.
We're pulling around. We're not being serious.
Yes, I know.
That'd be
I'm
great.
Just trying to make sense.
That'd be great though, to just charm it into submission with your wordplay.
Just gonna lay on hands. I'm gonna touch myself and feel a little bit better.
I bet you do after touching yourself.
Ooh, that's what I forgot to
Yeah.
refill. You should have 5 more points of lay on hands left.
I'm good. I just used 5. It's cool.
Okay. You had used. Oh, no. That is right. Never mind. No, you're out. Because you had used 10 earlier on the other battle.
It's good. So I'm all done. It's Soggy. Barf on him, Soggy. Come on.
Doggy kind of like gives a judging glare when he says barf on him, and just kind of like just no speak, and kind of like casts Eldritch Blast on the red ogre. No, actually, he's going to summon a grasp of the deep.
Does that mean you're dropping concentration on the spinning blades?
Right.
Oh, I can move the spinning blades?
With the bonus action.
Yeah, I'm going to move the.
They're still going for another 50 seconds or so.
Yeah, I'm going to move them. How far can I move them?
5 feet, 10 feet. How far do you get with that?
Look at your spell.
Yeah, you have it in your thing. I'm scrolling up right now to look. 5 feet. Oh, it doesn't say how far you can move them in this one. Let me see if there's some information
Range
elsewhere.
60 feet. So there's a range of 60 feet. So in theory, it doesn't say how much move though.
Oh, maybe you can't move
Position.
them.
Really?
Right.
I was pretty sure you could.
He should
know
be
you
able to
can move.
reposition at the
I
very
know you
least.
can move other ones, but clouded daggers, maybe not. I'm looking it up myself right now just to be sure that I get the right ruling.
I thought we moved it last time when we were in the mill.
Yeah, me too.
As it is, he can choose where it is, making
Yeah.
it disappear and appear. The
For
same
a
equivalent
first
to
level,
moving it.
for a first level spell, I don't know. It's not like
It's
Spirit
actually a
Weapon.
second level spell.
Oh, second level spell then.
Yep.
It's a
Nope.
second level conjuration. It's got a range of 60 feet, and
Nope.
it's a concentration.
There's no movement of it. It just stays
That's
where
right.
it is.
What is it?
It's called
Cloud
Cloud,
of
of
Daggers.
Daggers.
Hmm.
Which means that you probably could afford to drop concentration on it.
Yeah. Otherwise, you are blocking it from just coming straight through that way with it up.
He's going to shoot it with an Eldritch Blast then. The red ogre.
And for that, you do not have to drop concentration. However, you do not strike the Odiug as it is sinking half into the muck and barely visible above the water.
Oh no, it's getting away!
Aubrey's going to try her hand at it, and she's going to aim ice orb at it.
You're out of
And the
spell
others-
slots.
I have one left.
You have 0 left.
That's because you clicked on my thing.
That's
when...
because I cast the spells that you cast.
Yeah. But I'm looking on my sheet. I have one first left, and my second levels are all used up.
Remember you used that shield at the
Yep.
beginning?
Not the shield even, which I didn't even count, which if you use that, you actually have -1 spell slots. But at the battle with the turtle, you had used 3
my
of
Aurora Beam.
your spells. You had used
Aurora
one
Beam.
second level and 1 first level. And then today you used
Yeah.
1 second level and 1 first
Yep.
level. And
2 first.
Oh, 2 first? Then why Aura Beam is a second level?
Yeah, I know it is.
Then you had already cast it and you cast too many. Right now your spell slots are
I have 2 second level spells per day.
Then what is going on with your spell points? Hold on. Good lord.
I have 2
Is
second
your
level and I
spell
have
points
4
not
first.
right? That would explain the confusion, as if your spell points aren't right. 2 You have 4 first level and
2 second.
2 second. So that is
Yeah.
8, not 6. That is the problem.
Yeah.
You have your
I just
spell
have
points on your spell sheet are on your character token are saying that you only have 6 spell slots, and so that's just what I was going off of when I was saying that you didn't have any spell points remaining.
okay.
I apologize, because
That's fine.
usually those are 100% right, but in this instance I just somehow had it added wrong or something. I take responsibility. I just don't know what I did wrong. But yes, you are correct. You have
No problem.
one
first left.
1 first level spell slot left,
And then cantrips.
and then cantrips.
Yep. All right. So I'm going to try my last orb of ice against the creature. And this doesn't hit you guys. He's going away. Are my advantages toggled off?
Don't
It
forget
is.
don't forget to click on the token and click the macro.
I am, don't worry.
Okay.
I got it.
I just wanted to remind you since it was the first time.
Yeah. Normal.
Oh my word.
Perfect. And oh no.
Oh boy. What the hell's this? Oh, okay.
The little emote, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no problem. Okay. Yep.
So,
miss.
yeah.
And even if I didn't miss, God, that damn. Jesus.
So as your orb strikes the water, a sheen of ice forms, but does not seem to affect the Odiug.
And she just shrugs her shoulders and she says, well, seems like our quarry has gotten away, you guys.
Well, we know what we're after then. Now don't we?
I prefer not going after something that big without any.
Without taking a bit of a rest first, I agree.
And so we end the combat there for now, because the Odiug is down under the surface and like hidden. So depending on what you guys want to do here is going to determine what happens next. But for the very moment, the combat is ended, as the Odiug is not going to resurface to attack you right now, right this second.
Hmm. Well.
Bet, guys, I know this trick where I can part the waters.
Should we just
If
like sit here and wait?
I mean,
Since the only thing we're here for is to kill that thing, and now it's just in the water.
Well, the real reason why we're down here is to try and figure out where the disease is coming from.
We can keep moving through the. We can keep moving through the caverns. Yes.
Would you think that that thing wouldn't be causing it?
That's what I would say. It's a pretty good choice.
It's yeah.
Bet.
What about
Something of
big
that.
dragon?
Jesus Christ. What?
What about big dragon?
It's a skeleton. What do you want us to do about it?
What if important? What if
I
something?
couldn't understand what you were saying. Say it again.
Let's press this.
I
Let's
said-
press this. Come on.
Would I be able to make like an intelligence check or something to see if it actually holds any importance to like the Odiag or just this area in general?
You could make an Arcana check.
Soggy wants to help with the Arcana check.
And in fact, Tristan, you might know a little something about that in your studies as well, maybe.
Is
All
this
right,
lip
so-
over here walkable? Is this something needs to be climbed?
So Soggy's helping me, right?
Hold on.
No, I know nothing.
I'm just looking. Oh, yeah, you can kind of skirt along that a little bit. I would call for checks, but again, it's not going to serve any purpose for whether you fall in or not. So.
All right, at some point along this walk here,
And I'm
Nicholas-
Hold on, Hazard. Hold on,
Jesus.
Hazard. Let's let Einjamin finish, and then we'll.
while Nicholas is distracted up at this front, I don't know if it's going to do anything, but I reach out my hand, and all of a sudden, Pike appears in my hand again, and I put it over my back.
Okay. And then Hazard, what was Soggy doing?
I said he's trying to help him with the Arcana check.
Yes, I heard.
Okay.
So
So
we'll
I'm
have
getting advantage on that, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Just wanting to make sure that I had that right before I did anything. Okay.
okay.
Wow, that's
So
thanks for the advantage.
you understand that dragons are magical creatures, very magical creatures, and that anything around a dragon is possibly pervaded with the magic, and that it's very likely that this Odiug has been feasting off the rotten carcass of this dragon and has become infused with the red dragon's fire abilities.
Huh.
And this is helped by Soggy because of his connection to the dragons because of his kobold.
Right. As he helps him remember, that dragons have fire gland in them.
I would
Yeah,
like to
fire
make a perception check to see if I can see the Odiug.
Go right ahead.
Soggy's also going to make a perception check.
One's gonna keep moving on along.
So, although you cannot see the Odiug, you can see the deep recess right near the middle of the swamp, near the body of the dragon, where the Odiug has obviously burrowed many times.
From where I'm standing, does it look like it's underwater cavern, or is it just he's just down in the mud?
He's just down in the muck.
How deep?
It's probably 10-foot deep water with another 10 feet of silt.
Although,
These bones that are in the water here, are they sticking out? Are they walkable, or is it?
You know
underwater?
what? They might be walkable. You can try.
get the mute button.
Oh, sorry. They might be walkable. You can try.
Hmm.
But they
So-
are bones covered in slime.
Elwin's gonna wait where he is and just have an arrow at the ready in case that thing pops up at all.
I say, Cabal, I need your steady hand, and I'm going to use him
That
just
brother?
to kind of.
Soggy's going to examine the giant head of the dragon skeleton, kind of look inside.
So Soggy, you have to swim no matter what because the water's too deep for you. Nicholas and Einjamin, as you attempt to walk on the bones, the skeleton starts to like quiver and move, and as it does,
I wasn't walking on anything.
oh, okay, I just saw you like kind of on
Yeah,
on
no.
on.
So, do I
But
make an
as the
But
skeleton
Benjamin,
quivers
yeah.
and moves, you can see the water ripple, and you can tell that the Odiug has been disturbed by you pressing forward.
Come out, you bastard.
Right. Well, I move my leg up and down on the bone to see if I can
I do a
disturb it
12 on the swimming.
You make it to the skull, yes. And as you intentionally disturb the bones that stretch under the water to where the Odiug is, where it's been eating, it suddenly and violently ruptures out of the water and attacks Soggy. No, over
Do I-
by you. We'll attack Einjamin.
Just roll.
Just because you were the one disturbing the thing, so I think that's
makes
that's
perfect
fair.
sense.
Yeah.
Do I get an attack on it since I had that readied?
Not now because this is instantaneous, but you will
Right.
get one before. Okay, so we're clear.
Yeah. I was just making sure that was sorted out.
Right. It's still gonna get its attack. Just.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't trying to prevent that or nothing.
Yep, we're good. And it's actually going to have advantage because, well, no, you were prepared. You knew what you were doing.
I was ready. I knew. Yeah,
you knew what you were doing.
Which attack would actually come first, since Elwin actually readied it before it did an action.
Right, I
He
know.
did.
And by raw, technically, he would get an interrupt, but because this is kind of like both interrupts in a way, I'm just letting the Odiug get its attack off first, and now Elwin's shot will land. It happened at the exact same moment. As the Odiug's tentacle was striking Einjamin, Elwin's arrow was being released.
And Benjamin, your AC is what?
Very high,
Higher than 14.
indeed.
That's all that matters.
Just because I had my fighting style protection ready to impose disadvantage.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm fine, brother. You don't need.
That's why I've been staying so close to you, you schmuck.
Yeah, you two are just like both trying to help each other, and you're both just like, yeah, we got this.
Despite the fact of being at odds with each other, still brothers and they work with each other. You know?
Meanwhile, an arrow streaks.
And hits it right in that eye I was aiming at before.
Oh, that's what you were aiming at.
Yeah, you see that top bit up there? Ouch, I rolled a nat 1 on the initiative, despite having that arrow.
Same.
I rolled an 18.
I like how you guys were like, oh crap, we're gonna die, and then you're like, hey, where are you going? Get back here.
Get back. We're not through with you yet. No one said you could leave.
Aubrey?
Aubrey moves forward.
Oh, no, you gotta roll initiative.
Oh, do I? Oops, sorry.
And you'd be moving into water if you're moving right there.
Well, I'm going last.
Yeah.
No, I
you're
am.
actually not.
There's
You're
three
actually
people who
go-
rolled a 1.
And you got the highest of those 3
Yes.
people.
Yes!
The best of the worst.
Exactly.
Which is still
Clean.
the best.
So Soggy, you are by the skull.
Soggy is kind of like is going to summon a tentacle.
Okay.
Oi! Red thing! Eat tentacle!
Interesting spell.
What?
Uh,
What? That's not the right one, I think.
Yeah, no.
That's
unless
the
unless
racial
that's what
ability.
you meant to do. Oh,
I
what?
meant-
Soggy begins to
Oh,
grovel.
I see what happened. Hold on.
It says spectral tentacle, but then it says something else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really messed up. I'm just checking to see if that's
The
Oh,
ability is being
that's why
numbered wrong.
you have to cast Grasp of the Deep first.
Man, it got quiet in here all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for. I don't know.
Okay. Are you fixing it?
No, you
You
have
need
to
to
cast
actually do
Grasp
something.
of the Deep. That's the spell that summons the tentacle first. Oh, I see what's...
I see.
Hold on.
And it's going to deal cold damage.
You did cast it, and it is... six, not one. Oh, I knew what damage you were going to pick there.
We all knew.
Okay, yeah, it'll work. Go ahead and cast it again.
Liberty.
So you attack it for 7, which does not hit. So the spectral tentacle flies at it, but fails to deal any damage.
You can still cast a spell.
Yeah, because I was about to say,
Because
isn't
that was a
That was a bonus action,
and then
yeah.
he could.
Correct.
Okay. Then he's going to cast Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Eldritch Blast.
bolt.
Ooh, you just hit its armor class.
Dang.
Your
think that
Eldritch
high, so-
Blast slams into it, dealing 6 force damage. The red Odiug is pissed. So it still only has 1 tentacle. It didn't magically regrow this. But
That's always
it
a
is
plus.
it is going to attack by... Oh no, I can't do that. Oh, I'm not close enough to bite you.
On over, big boy.
It's gonna continue lashing out at Einjamin.
He's angry, so he's gonna take his aggression on Einjamin. Oh, I like how I have the slap sound effect.
I deflect it with my shield.
Oh. All right. The Odiug has had enough of this. It moves here.
Oh boy. Things getting a little too close for Owen's comfort.
Okay. So Nicholas is just going to do a quick little step, staying within 5 feet of Nicholas. Am I within 5 feet also of 5 feet of Ingeman and Tristan? And I'm going to go with Arcadius Blade. At the same time, I'm going to do Sacred Weapon. If I can, yeah, as an action. Yep. So I'm doing Sacred Weapon, which just I get to add my Charisma modifier to attack rolls.
Ooh,
I don't want to mess with
I should tell you real quick before you do this that you
Mhm.
guys have one chance. Everybody roll perception to see if you noticed something throughout the battle.
Hmm.
Just everybody roll perception.
Certainly didn't notice it.
Tristan over there. That 19.
Tristan sees everything.
The joke used to
What
be.
I see.
So you have noticed, in fact, oh no, just you. Anyone who rolled over a 15 notices that every time you struck the Odiug, a small burst of fire came out of its skin.
Should I? Do I know that's going to explode, or do I need to roll like intelligence or arcana or something?
If you want to roll for Arcana to flavor it, I will let you do that just to see how much you know and all of that. But essentially, you understand that there is some property of its blood that is catching fire on contact with oxygen, and that if you're too close to it, that you could get burned just from striking it.
Okay,
And
and-
yeah, you totally understand that this is basically there is red dragon magic in its blood, and it could possibly explode on death, but definitely contact with oxygen is causing the blood to burst into flame.
But would
Yeah.
like a iced damage kind of attack make it explode? Or
That
cold damage?
that is indetermined. You wouldn't know enough about all of that to just say for sure.
Well, he did throw a ice spike at it earlier.
None of the right, but the ice didn't really hit, so it's hard to
It was
give the
hard to tell.
it's hard to give the knowledge on that. But one thing you
Right.
did notice is that all of the cold attacks that hit it, that didn't pierce its skin, just froze it a little, did not cause any of the fire effects.
And it's like, what kind of case study of a Odiog eating a red dragon and his blood being infused by magic? What is there to base it on?
Yeah, exactly. So you've
That's some-
you've got a lot of insight, but nothing solid.
Okay, it's not my turn. I can't say anything.
You can
That's
say
some-
something, but not do anything.
That's some clutch rolls, though.
Yeah,
Good job,
it is.
man.
Is anyone else seeing that? Its fire is on fire. Its blood is on fire. Is it?
Of course, its blood is on fire. It was eating the dragon, as you noticed.
So, Nicholas, what was it you were about to do?
Since I rolled a natural one, I'm just going to go ahead with what I was doing. I have no clue what Tristan's talking about. Care.
By all means,
Deep
yeah.
care. Deep care. Yeah, so lucky for me, I'm using a weapon that's not actually solid.
That's a good point.
Okay, I'm gonna have to
For
step out now.
weapon,
See you in a
which
bit.
is also
Yes.
radiant. Thanks, dude. Lucky for me, it wouldn't actually slash or pierce, right? Because there's
That-
no physical blade.
That doesn't seem to be the case for all the other things that you slashed and stabbed with it.
Really?
The question is does the attack itself, is the quality of the damage what causes the effect? Because in that case, it's radiant damage. If it's radiant damage, then that's one thing. If it's piercing damage with the radiant damage on top of it, that's another thing.
It's Arcadius blade. There's no physicality to it at all. It's all radiant.
But if there was no physicality whatsoever, then it wouldn't deal any damage.
Well, it's a
So
semantics.
magic missiles can't cause damage because magic missiles have no physicality.
Of course they do. They deal force damage. If there was no force, there would be no damage.
I'm using a custom weapon that I was, when I roll and I attack, it says radiant.
Yeah, but that's
So
what
I've gotta
that's what I'm saying is
hit.
just because you can't touch sunlight doesn't mean it's not doing actual physical damage to your skin. and the same with force damage and anything else. If it's dealing damage, it is actually having an actual physical effect on something.
Like I said, I'm gonna do it, and hopefully it hits.
Yeah.
So it's the sacred weapon. There's a macro for it. I don't know that. I mean, it's a buff to an existing attack.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna push it and see what happens on the macros. And what this will do is basically allow me to add my charisma mod
Yep.
to the attack roll.
It does. It does.
Charisma mod is 3. So now when I go with Arcadius Blade, it's up to a 19. And
Which is
also
perfect.
going to add Divine Smite. Wait, Divine Smite?
Just smite, I think. Or is it?
That's Divine Smite.
It is divine smite.
When I hit, I can expend a spell slot. So I'm going to do that to add radiant damage to it.
Okay.
Let me find that macro. Do. No.
Damn.
So 11 plus 14 damage.
Yes. So
25.
now, as your blade strikes into the Odiug, it shudders, and a spray of fire sprays out in your direction. But the flame doesn't go out. In fact, it starts to burn more and more. And soon there is a small fire. Everybody next to it make a dexterity saving throw.
Is this a magical fire or a normal fire?
This would be a magical fire.
When you say next to it, do you mean like Nick, Eingerman, Nicholas, and Tristan, or
You
won't
two.
include me in that? Okay.
Yep, you two.
I don't know how close to being next to it you were meaning. Okay, let's see your saving throw.
Everyone
all
but
four.
everyone but Eingerman saves. So half damage for everybody except Eingerman.
Those
So,
2 points, Eingerman.
ooh,
All right.
I took that fat one.
No. Those 2 points were for Nicholas. That was the spray of blood
Oh.
from when you first.
Okay, so I didn't get a save or anything. It just
Nope.
that automatically hits.
Yep. Just automatically hit you. Now you guys are trying to get away as it blows up.
Oh, so how
Did
much
you
damage does
roll
it
damage?
deal then?
Whew. I will
Ouch.
use my reaction spell to cast Absorb Elements. And I choose
So-
fire.
Everybody else takes 10 damage.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have gained resistance to fire
Correct.
until the start of my next turn.
So you take 10 damage.
Right.
Ouch. That hurts.
As the
I
fire,
took 10 damage.
kind of singes you guys a little as you all leap out of the way, action hero style. the body of the Odiug is consumed in the flames and is no more.
So you all see Benjamin's foot get stuck in the mud, and he can't pull away as well as everyone. So it blows up and just sort of covers him with fire. But he puts his hand over his face and holds his other hand out towards it. And as the fire dies away, he seems like he's taken some singeing, but he doesn't seem like it was all that hot. He's all right.
Well, that's the end of that thing, ain't it?
Soggy kind of like, Soggy's going to try and travel over to the corpse of the Otiog if there's any left.
There is not.
So there's nothing, no remains of the Otiog.
Nope.
Immolated in magic fire.
Soggy's going to explore the dragon's remains to see if there's anything inside of it. Make a perception. Well,
It would be investigate. Hey, welcome back. It would be investigate.
What's being investigated?
The dragon skeleton.
Oh,
I have a question about
Yes.
that as well, DM.
Yes.
So these long spiny parts that make up the wing bone and the over the claw bone, are any of them of sufficient size that could be used either as a javelin or as a pike?
You look at several pieces that could be carved into various things.
Like choose a couple of likely pieces then, and just sort of pick them up.
Soggy,
Soggy, you find bones and not much else really to speak of. There's a lot of sludge and silt where the skeleton is buried, in most of it, and the stuff that is visible for you to, investigate, there's just, bones, there's teeth and all of that, I mean.
Soggy's going to take one tooth and one of the claws of the near the end of the dragon.
Okay.
That part. Like the.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yes.
So I add that to my inventory: a tooth of a red dragon and a thumb of a red dragon.
Sure.
all right. Elwin's gonna pull something a little risky. He's gonna dive down to where the Odiug burrowed at, see if there's anything down in there.
Ew, it's they live in poop,
Elwin,
dude.
Elwin, wait.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about this because it's kind of close and personal to me, but if you touch the silt at the bottom of something like this, you can get sucked into it and die like no save. There's nothing that can be done.
All right then.
I'm not trying to stop you from what you're doing. I'm just trying to be very clear that you guys go
Trying to
into
stop
the
him from doing what he's doing.
yeah. If you guys go into the deep part there, there's not much I can do to save you. Like I said, it's like 10 feet of silt. It'll just suck you down and that's it.
He's a nature type. He would know that it's kind of like deathly poop quicksand. And
Yeah.
He doesn't do that.
Yeah. That's what I'm sort of figuring. In that case, I'm just gonna look at the bones like Eingerman and see if any could perhaps be flexible enough to be a bow. Maybe.
A bow, not so much, but you definitely could take pieces of it and carve them into arrowheads or arrow shafts or other things like that.
Okay, that works for me. How many bones would you say I'd grab.
I'll
Grab it too many.
I'll determine that in just a little bit here, but yeah.
Okay.
Well, I walk over
Be better
to.
with my copper arrows.
Is the skull accessible? No kidding. Is the skull accessible to the shore?
Not like to the shore as far as like.
Like, could I walk out to the skull without?
Yes,
It's
yes,
pretty close to the edge.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I walk over to
you
it.
can get to the skull.
And I sort of poke at it with my pike. And it's like, oh. How about that? I have to admit, I thought they were a legend, but this couldn't possibly be anything other than a dragon. Am I right about that?
No, you're not wrong. You seriously thought dragons were a legend?
And Soggy speaks out and says, not to mention, creature was eating it and got very.
And just to clarify, dragons have not been seen in so long that basically it's not legend as far as never existed, but legendary as far as like if they did exist, it's been so long that they clearly don't exist anymore. And so the biggest threats close to dragons that you guys have ever had to, not deal with, but hear about or anybody near you has had to deal with would be things like maybe a wyvern.
Or like dragonborn?
Oh,
Remind
dragonborn,
that
of
brother.
course.
How did something so large get into this pit?
That's a good question. And if I remember the stories correctly, dragons are known for having vast hordes of treasure. So the question is this the home of the dragon, or is this just where it came to die?
Maybe it fought that Odiag and lost.
Seems unlikely. We beat it.
Not to, downplay your own abilities. I mean, no way that dragon lost to that Odiug. I mean, we beat it.
Well, I have to admit
Maybe we got lucky.
It's a little bit of meta coming in there.
Maybe we got lucky, Einjamin.
It's obviously huge, and it's a legendary creature versus a trash compactor. So I don't think that's too far out of the question for him to be saying that.
So
It's a little bit naive anyway.
My question stands. Do you think he has a hoard of treasure somewhere down here, or is this just where he came to die? Or it, or she, I suppose. I don't mean to suggest. I kind of looks nervously over at the ladies. I don't mean to suggest that it's a male dragon or female.
It's
I
dead, so it's more likely it was a male.
I mean, it's a possibility that it did have a horde down here somewhere, but that's not necessarily our main concern right now, is it?
I'm back.
Yeah,
Given the fact
Welcome
that
back.
you're right. Of course. Yes. Good point.
would I be able to make like a
Although
Arcana check or nature check to be able to tell if that Odiug was causing the disease?
Sure.
Maybe.
Sure, and you know what helps with a overthrow? Money. So,
if I'd good one
Aubrey, are
last
you
week.
just hanging out in the dark across the cavern there?
She has no idea what they're doing. I had no idea that, like, they were done battle. They never even told her that they were done.
You didn't come across with us?
Oh,
No.
so
She was waiting for you guys to finish whatever you were doing because she never went in the initiative yet, so she had no idea what you were doing in the dark.
Would I roll nature?
Right.
Hey.
Okay.
Oh,
So
hi. I was
we,
waiting for you.
It's just at that moment we all turned around and realized that you're not there. We sort of call for you.
Ouch.
Yeah. So,
I know nothing.
Yeah. You're not really sure. However, Nicholas, I want you to roll a medicine check with advantage.
Nicholas.
Let's go one.
Wow.
Pretty
Well,
cool.
you do have. Is that with advantage right there?
That was just normal. Did you say
Oh,
with
Oh.
yeah,
advantage?
with advantage. I'm sorry.
What are you guys doing a medicine check for?
There you go.
There we
There's your
go.
Yeah,
advantage.
so
I don't know.
you know that the Odiug was the source of this disease, had to be magically enhanced by the red dragon's, powers. It had been spreading its disease farther than a normal abomination like this would have.
I say that stuff.
Well, that's good to know.
That explains.
Well then,
You're cutting off again.
That explains lots.
if that's the case, then I guess we could always try seeing about that treasure Benjamin. But you do look pretty injured over there.
I must admit, I'm not feeling myself. And just at that moment, he sort of shakes his hand, and a gout of flame that he absorbed from the dying Otiag sort of shoots out of his hands and discharges into the ground, which is the second part of absorb elements.
Yes.
Agreed on that one.
Although I thought you were saying you shook Elwyn's. I thought you were saying you shook Elwyn's hand like in a warrior's grasp, and then the flame shot into him.
I thought he was shooting at me too. I was like, oh man.
No.
Did we get hit? What happened? Why am I down health?
Yes,
Because-
there was
The
a save.
Otyugh blew up.
You saved. I rolled for you. You saved and took half damage from the Odiug.
Which was 10 points.
Nicholas stepped up and did a triple whammy attack, and with one shot killed it. One blow. Thank you.
Because he's
And,
Nicholas.
Because that's what he does.
So the
But
whole
in so
warning of it's
doing-
going to explode.
Right.
Okay.
He blew up, and we all saved, except for Ingeman, who used some type of deviltry.
Blasphemy.
I would have done the same thing, like literally.
Oh,
Same
you
thing.
have absorb elements? Yeah, so you would have
Yeah, of
taken.
course I do.
You would have taken
I'm
5
not going
damage.
to use it. I wouldn't use it now, so it's too late.
Are you sure? No, it's definitely not too late. You can have
Yeah,
cast
the
it at
fight's over, and I have a spell I can use for later.
Right. That's why I didn't want to use your spell, Like I didn't know what the right call was there in that instance. But by all means, if you want to take 5 less damage, you can spend the spell slot. You're good.
No, I can just get that back with a second wind anyways.
Yep. Okay.
I was just confused on what's happened because people were like, absorb element, something happened. Oh, my health is gone.
Yeah.
What?
So,
It's a
So-
reading.
Yeah, sorry, I
Einstein-
forgot to catch you up.
Einjamin looks at Aubrey, and then raises his eyebrows and says, "Where's Trista?"
She looks behind her. Although she's my friend, she is an adult, and I have no idea what happened to her.
I'm right
Oh,
here.
There she is.
I've been
There she
standing.
is.
I forgot
I've been
she
standing here this
existed.
whole time.
All this time.
I've been here
Doesn't
this
it-
whole time.
Doesn't it feel like she's more? Her presence seems more felt when she's not here than when she is. Like the mystery of Trista, and then these notes and all the hidden messages. That's like her presence, and then now that she's here, it's like, yeah, I guess she's here.
Yep.
Oh, I'm not going to get involved in that one. I wouldn't mind.
I'll tell you just for the sake of being clear, it's because I despise the DMPC.
I gotcha, of course. I look around. I said, I wouldn't mind taking a break before we look around for anything else.
I'd be down. I'd be interested in doing that.
Speak wisely.
So we're taking a short break
Okay.
Short rest.
or short rest. Short break, short rest.
Yep. So everybody can go ahead and use the short rest macros. That will recharge, any short rest abilities that you have.
And then I'm actually gonna spend a hit die for myself. 4.
Oh, good
Fun.
roll in there, Elwyn.
I know. I roll good on. I'm telling you, my characters, they have an odd way of acting when it comes to roles.
DM, I see a macro for long rest, but not for short rest.
May have to go to your
short rest
macros
active.
menu and put it in bar.
Thank you.
I don't leave mine in bar, but I pop it in and out whenever we're supposed to do it.
Elwyn, see, just be more like Tristan.
Well, some
Elwyn's
hit
not a
dice
medical
there.
person.
Did it work? Did mine work?
Short rest doesn't actually give you a ton back.
You don't roll
Oh, I
the
see, I
dice.
see.
You actually have to do it yourself.
So
Alright, so then I'll spend
we're
hit
resting
dice.
here.
Yeah, we're doing a short rest right here. Nicholas over there is being a loner.
Where's the short rest button?
I climbed up on here when everybody else was still walking around the water.
It might be under
Smell
your
bad.
macro menu. You might have to click in bar on it yet.
Nicholas, why are you being so sulky over there and hiding off in that corner?
I don't see it.
When I just
It's-
came over and
I'm-
took a rest. And
I'm going to do it
everyone
for
else
you,
moved
and
to
we
the
will
opposite
fix it
shore.
later. You have to go to your macro menu and put it in bar, but we'll deal with that later. I'm just doing it for you for now. There you go.
Thank you.
No problem at all. So, you guys are resting. You get an hour to, talk amongst yourselves. What are you guys going to do here?
Well,
Soggy
There we
is
go.
going to try and confess about what's going on and kind of like why he's vomiting out water.
Tristan thinks you're crazy and ignores you. What? A dream? Did you actually say it? Did you tell us everything or just a bit?
Yes, kind of like everything because I'm intimidated by by Aubrey, the pretty lady.
So you had a dream.
Mm-hmm.
Is it because of the dream is making your magic go wild? What?
I think touching me makes you feel causes things to get real, and I don't know.
Can I make like
But I
Arcana?
touched you and I was fine. You're just being all unconscious and squirmy, and I'm okay.
Could I make like an Arcana check or something to see
Actually,
if I can make a connection?
if you and Tristan talk, one of you can make an Arcana check with advantage because you guys might know something that can help the other.
Right.
I'm
case-
talking, so I guess I give you advantage.
Okay, that works just fine.
Mine's only +4 anyways.
Mine's +3
Just roll it.
because that's with proficiency in Arcana. 19.
You have heard of ancient abominations that used to communicate through people's dreams and could even enter the real world through dreams somehow.
Yes, I've heard of such things like this before. Entities that are just very odd and they tend to communicate through dreams or even manifest outside of them, causing real world effects.
Are they from this plane or?
No.
No, I don't. From what I've heard, they are not from this plane. And they are just vastly powerful beings.
Like devils.
Like the devil.
In a sense, yes. I wouldn't be surprised if some devils have abilities akin to this.
dreams that feel real.
Precisely.
Elwin sure knows an awful lot about heresy.
Hint, hint.
Good thing Nicholas is on the other side.
You're right. He can't hear nothing.
No.
Ain't that right, Nicholas?
All right, so I have a question for Roll20. What do I type if I say that Benjamin looks or does something?
-ME.
Dash
Slash
EM.
me.
Dash EM.
Dash EM?
Oh, yes, that's it. Sorry, my mistake.
Not
You're-
dash,
you're-
slash EM.
So,
Slash
what
EM.
think about this
Yeah,
situation?
/EM.
Why do I not trust you? Because /ME makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, I do
No.
/ME.
It's
God damn it.
It's EM. I swear.
Memote instead of emote.
We're about to find out.
Everyone gets quiet. Waiting for the results.
I'm just going to type a lot and see what happens. Please keep going on.
Okay. I don't know what this creature's dream and water, its own kind of magic. I'm not sure how this concerns us. We got rid of the Otyug, this thing that's spreading disease. I think we're done here. If you think there's a dragon horde here, I don't know how long this dragon's been dead, or if it even... Who knows? I say we just get out of here and maybe breathe some fresh air.
Is kind of like interested at the prospect of a dragon horde and kind of like starts sniffing out for clues that might hint for a dragon horde, like help with investigation.
Are you saying that? What?
Yes, he's kind of like he peeks up at the interest of a dragon horde.
Can I throw him in the middle of the lake or something?
He wants to help.
All right, is the short rest over?
Yeah, well, I mean, as soon
Yeah.
as you guys are ready for it to be over, the short rest is over.
Yeah, let's get the hell out of here.
I use control flames to
Let's
put
Hold
out the
on.
fire.
Hold on, Hazard. Let's let each person finish what they're saying.
I use control flames to put out the fire that I made.
And then what were you going to say? Hazard?
okay. As I was saying, I was going to say that he wants to try and help trying to find the possible dragon's horde. So investigation.
Well,
I mean,
if there was something to investigate here, I would have you roll investigate, but you guys are just kind of exploring this area right now.
I'm leaving. Are we not leaving? I'm not sure what we're doing anymore.
Well,
Are
I
we
think we're
going
going to
up this
look
dragon
around.
horde or no?
We're going to look around a bit more to see if there's anything else to find. I kind of feel like as we walked around this area, there was a couple of passages and/or corners that we might have skipped just to check it out.
Agreed.
Like perhaps over this way. Pretty sure that there was a way to go here that we didn't see, or that we didn't.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was. Maybe. Is there anything down that way?
No, I
You see?
think it's the... Yep, I see it. Okay, because we're all splitting up, and what?
Nicholas just walked the perimeter against,
up.
very much against the rail.
Yeah, up to the northeast is where the rest of the party is there. Oh, you found them. Okay.
Yeah. Well, Elwin's with Nicholas.
Yes.
And
Elwin's just providing backup in case something happens.
Yelling across, indicating.
All right, so hold on. Let me describe what the rest of the party hears. Oh, you guys are catching up. All right. As you guys make your way up a slight incline that leads away from the fetid swamp water where the Odiug was, you come across a ancient and crumbling ruin of some monstrous looking labyrinthine city that has been lost underground for hundreds, possibly thousands of years. And looking around at the architecture, whoever wants to roll history can go ahead.
I think I might be proficient in that. Let me double check.
I don't.
I'm proficient. I can give a help action though.
Remember that time you weren't paying attention in class.
Yeah, and I am not proficient in it. That makes perfect sense.
So are you guys
Nicholas was proficient, but I still just got a 14.
Yeah, so basically what you know is that this architecture predates even the older architecture of the crypts below the city, that this is some kind of lost ruin.
Elwin knows nothing.
Before the Empire?
Yeah, this is...
To the bow.
Except for Elwin, your nat 1 there makes you...
I didn't bother to learn any of this on the Island of Elves.
makes you forget everything except for one thing. This was made by elves.
Oh.
You can't remember anything about that era. Oh, who's hot, Mikey? Okay. You can't remember anything about that era except you recognize this as elvish architecture.
Well, I probably wasn't alive during that era.
Elwin's
only like 57.
I didn't mean like remember it like you were there. I just mean like I don't necessarily remember everything about the Byzantine era.
Yeah, Elwin was not exactly a history buff.
Yeah, he's a soldier. He's like, yeah, okay, old stuff, cool.
So does anybody who knows this mention anything about it?
Elwin's gonna keep quiet on the elven architecture.
I got a 13, so I don't get it, so I don't have enough.
You just know that this is even older than the other crypt.
I can tell that this crypt is even older than the other crypt, but there seems to be a vulgar style to it.
Whoa! Anything in this room?
Just ruins, nothing of note here. Yeah, Nicholas notes that this architecture appears particularly heretical. Look at these arches. These are the arches of heretics.
What constitutes heretical architecture? I really want to know that one.
Looks inhuman.
I see.
Looks a bit too fanciful.
Somewhere.
Ladies, are you coming?
Trista is kind of hanging back with Aubrey like, I don't know, are we?
That's a very good question. I don't really trust these guys.
Soggy kind of like, Yip says, he says, deeper way in. This way.
We should probably wait for the other Soggy.
Okay.
Trust is all well and good. If you don't trust us, that's fine. But you should probably not be in the very back.
Good point. Aubrey, take point.
Aubrey, take point. Yes, have the wizard take point.
That's not what I meant.
That'd be interesting.
Okay, this place is very nice. It's old, but why? What are we doing here?
There might be something of intrigue here.
What about in this room?
Okay, just because we're getting close to the end of the session, I'm going to nudge things in the right direction. This is just a staging area to give you the idea of what's going on here. There is nothing to find in these rooms.
Oh,
Oh,
so there's nothing to
okay.
find even if we go further down.
No,
That
not
little-
just not in these rooms. These
Okay,
are
just
these
not
are
in this
just
area.
yeah,
Okay.
these are just rooms. And then as you guys move
Okay.
further along there, you see the stairway, the tunnel that leads down deeper into the heart of this ancient city. Correct.
Oh, it's a stairway.
It leads to a city here.
This may be a good time for a bit of a longer rest, lads.
It's a good time to not eat. Why would we go there?
We go back
I
to
don't
tavern.
mean here. I don't mean take a nap at the maw of
I
the
know,
beast.
but it's like in any case, why would we go there at all? In any reason?
There might be something of intrigue here that could aid us
We-
in our quest to bring down the Lord and Lady Gerhard.
He does have a point. The last time we went into a trip, we found a very powerful weapon.
Nicholas uses divine sense. Do I get anything?
So once again, like the distance and everything is a factor here. And you can't really, get any particular sense other than one thing. This area is cursed.
There was this movie called Poltergeist.
Okay.
Built a city on top of
Yeah.
An ancient
But
elven burial
are we
ground.
returning to the tavern?
We're not. Are we heading? What?
Are we returning to the tavern?
I thought we were
Probably
heading to the
wouldn't.
mill.
Yeah, that's where we were going to head to set up our new base of operations.
Because we didn't want to use the tavern. We didn't want to be in the town anymore, especially sleeping.
Right.
Or I don't know anymore. It's confusing.
No, that was the plan that I thought. I definitely sent the 2 pages that were interested in following Nicholas. I sent them there to prepare it for us.
Yeah.
Certainly,
Or at
won't
least-
be as, certainly won't be as comfortable as the cavern, but I don't trust the people who run
Benjamin, are
this
you
town.
wasting your time with them?
So
Yes, no doubt, a
Yeah.
waste of time.
yeah. Soggy kind of just follows along as they head to the.
Yeah, well, if that's the group consensus, is that you guys are heading back to the mill, then
Yeah.
that
we're
is
all spelled out. We're all wounded.
Yeah. If we don't
Kinda.
find, if there could be something else to find down here, but if we encounter anything that has any kind of clout to it, we're not going to do so.
I just have a very hard time convincing myself why I would go there at all.
Oh no, that's fine. We'll deal with that, outside of everything. Like there's no pressure to do anything here. This is the end of the session anyway, so whatever you guys happen to decide, we're going to start fresh from the next session with that.
Well, we know
Yeah,
it's there.
but-
We know it's there. That's important.
Yeah, but before we end the session, I want to, when everyone heads back to the mill and everyone is getting rested and such, Soggy's going to kind of get up and try and find the cavern where the bunyet is, kind of secretly.
Yeah, that.
And kind of
So he's stealthing around. Can
Yeah.
I make a perception to see if I notice him sneaking on?
Sneaking.
Yeah, sneak versus perception. And
This is actually
perception is the defense in this. No, sneak is the defense. Sneak is the defense.
Yeah.
Ouch. Man, I cannot get good skill checks today. Let's take advantage.
so I sneak
You sneak.
back to the cave and I kind of pull out the finger and
You
tooth
cannot
and
find the cave.
Oh, he kind of like searches high and low and just
We will deal with that next session. You are going to be missing when they show up at the mill.
yeah, like
All
when
right,
we
so
come back to the mill, everyone was at the mill.
What?
Sorry.
It'll be okay. We'll deal with this as we open the next session. This will be a good role play moment for everybody to get back into what was happening. You're gonna sneak off and they're gonna be at the mill and we'll deal with that. So just to give you guys a preview of where we'll be at, and
Of
then
course.
you guys can decide what it is that you want to pursue as your next leg of this journey. So, yeah, that was a pretty good session. I'm glad that we got through what was a very, very tough encounter, and we will pick up next week. Good gaming, everyone.
And you
See ya.
and good night.